Hi muckers, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're doing very well. Okay, video 2 of the day. Thank you so much for clicking on this one if you've watched it. And if you watched the one earlier I posted on Emma Chamberlain, thank you for coming back. You're a real one. Okay, today's video is going to be super interesting and I have a few notes written down before we get into it. But basically, Jowsey, I think is how you say his name. He was on the show Too Hot to Handle and I had to be told that. I've talked about this man, I think, once before on my channel. I'll show you what he looks like in a second and then you'll probably know who he is if you're like in this space. I talked about him before and I was like, oh, he's one of Tana Mongeau's friends. And everyone was commenting like, Adam, how dare you say that he's just one of Tana Mongeau's friends? He was on this show Too Hot to Handle. Okay. Never heard of that show before. I really hate to break it to you, so I'm just gonna say that he's one of Tana Mongeau's friends. That's like his claim to fame and how most people know him. I'm so sorry to break that news to you if you're a Harry fan. But basically, he's getting called out right now because he has this podcast and he's on these different podcasts and there's a clip of him that TMZ, yes, TMZ, have released where he is calling James Charles the F slur. Now, before we get into this, I'm seeing a lot of people not attacking Harry, who's a straight man, by the way. They're not attacking him because they're like, oh, it's James Charles, and we hate James Charles. And y'all, listen, I can think of a lot of words to call James Charles, particularly beginning with P. I think 2 words that I think really describe James Charles that begin with P that aren't slurs. Actually, now that I think about it, there's a lot of words I could call James Charles that aren't slurs, but there's a lot of words that in my opinion are very factual in terms of describing James Charles. I'm just gonna give you a second, please don't comment it below, but aren't there like a lot of words that you can think of that would describe James Charles? So, with that being said, we don't have to say slurs. So, he's addressed the fact that this has happened and he said that he reached out to James Charles and he's so embarrassed that a slur slipped out. Oh my god. The lowest is what? Y'all have these white male creators, right? Who say all these different kinds of slurs. And y'all allow them to get away with it. Because they come online and they say that it's not them, it's not anything that they would say, and it was a spur of the moment thing, which in itself is a very weird thing to say. And also that it just slipped out. It just slipped out. Oopsie. What the fuck? Can we not normalize that creators are allowed to just get out of scandals where they're like attacking other people by calling them slurs just because oopsie? This is ridiculous. So basically, the video I'm going to show you of him calling, it's beeped out, but you'll get the gist of it and then we'll watch his apology. It's just so interesting because if you're able to come on your apology and say that, I'm so sorry, the word just slipped out. The word should not be on that tongue, little straight boy. Listen, I get it with James Charles. He is definitely someone that is not the most liked, right? I get that, and I also get that in terms of any big creator who people call slurs. It's not right, it's not justified. I don't care what your reasoning is. I don't care if it's that you don't like the person. That's not a justification. And you know what's also not a justification? I can't believe I said that. It just slipped out. No. That means that you say it. That means that you say it enough that that's just like something that, ooh, right? So I have a couple other things here that I've just written down before we get to this video. I basically said many other things you could call James Charles. And also, at a part of it, he says that he's going to take some time off the... Of course he's one of Tana Mongeau's friends. Of course. Of course he's one of Tana Mongeau's friends. It just makes sense. Anyway, he said that he's taking a while off the internet now because he has to educate himself. Educate yourself? You are a man in your 20s And it is the year 2021. And you're saying that, oh my god, I said a slur on camera about another creator or another person for that fact, and it really upset people. Obviously didn't go down well for the LGBTQ plus community. I'm gonna go and educate myself. No, I'm sorry, Harry, that is not something that you get to get out of by saying that you need to go and spend time educating yourself. It's not any fucking year, decades in the past. It is 2021. You know that it's not right to say. You said it to be derogatory. He doesn't get a pass in my book. He shouldn't get a pass in your book. And what else do I have? Yeah, I said, what dumbass says that a slur just slips out? And I have other ones that just say, I said, okay, so my final thing that I wrote down before getting to the video was that recently Harry actually interviewed on his podcast Jeffree Star, which is very interesting, and he very frequently is seen with people from the LGBTQ plus community. He is like besties with Manny MUA, and he had Jeffree on his podcast, and we actually made a video on it because Jeffree was talking about influencers flexing wealth, and he was like making fun of like Tana's friends to Harry because Harry's close with Tana or whatever. And it's like, I'm sorry, but if the likes of like Manny and stuff are okay with this, or the likes of Tana are okay with this, who has a lot of friends inside community as well, a slur is a slur, and it's not to be said by someone who isn't able to reclaim it. So shame on him. Now let's get to the video. I have it pulled up right here. Okay, so back to back, we have him saying it, and then we have the glorious apology video. We all love an apology video. We haven't had one in a while, and now we have it from this absolute nobody, Tana Mongeau's friend. Or sorry, the hot to handle TV star. Pisses me off. Wait,
the Omega bonus.
So they're talking about James Charles, obviously.
James Charles is trying to fuck me. The Omega bonus. You don't know who he is? Just some
Oh, it's also important to note as well that Harry has made a TikTok with Manny MUA that is them talking about Manny, like it's them doing a voiceover. This is it's so hypocritical. And it's Manny and Harry, and the full TikTok is them being like straight and gay, and Manny's like, if you close your eyes, like you'll enjoy it. About like a sexual TikTok. And so here we have him saying about James Charles trying to do that whenever he's actively creating TikToks. Actively creating TikToks, right? With Manny MUA about that. Too hot to handle, too fucking dumb to handle.
James Charles is trying to fuck me. The Omega bonus. You don't know who he is? Just some
So funny, so funny. Not the TNC! Not the TNC, we hate you.
Fuck me.
Okay, one more time. Then we'll get to the apology.
The Omega bonus. You don't know who he is? Just some
I hate straight men. Now let's get to the apology, right? Shall we get to the amazing apology? Let's get to it.
Be spoken about
on an Instagram live.
Or in any way, shape or form. The person that I said these things about, I did immediately apologize.
Great.
I've mended things in private.
Fabulous.
I just wanted to come on here and say that I'm extremely embarrassed about myself, my actions, and
the comments.
That I let,
hello, sexy.
Such word slip out.
Such word slip out? You're so sorry you let it slip out? Baby, that means it's there. Dumbass. These comments are like people thirsting over it. He's like, I'm not even gonna say that. But people are like thirsting over him in the comments of his apology video because it's on a fucking deleted Instagram live.
I just wanted to say that to James, my friend, that I said this word about. I am deeply sorry. We have many things in private, but I just
Everyone's like, why is he apologizing? Because this is what these creators do. They never fully say what they're apologizing for so that people don't further get upset by it and don't know fully what they've done. This is why everyone's like, why are you apologizing? Because no one knows.
We have many things in private, but I just wanted to come on here and say that to the rest of the LGBTQ plus community.
I know he read that off a cue card. To the rest of the LGBTQ plus community, I know he read that off a card.
I'm going to take some time
to
educate myself on this and apologize. So I just wanted to say,
you cannot say in 2021 and a person in your 20s that you're going to educate yourself on not saying slurs. Stop taking a note out of fucking Jeffree Star's book, right? I'm going to go and educate myself on why I shouldn't say slurs. Don't be a dumbass. And I don't even like James Charles.
Quickly, that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hate Instagram. The top comment, flash us. Y'all, is now the time to be horny? His apology video?
This word doesn't belong in my vocabulary and
it doesn't
be spoken about. So, to be spoken about, I just wanted to say that I'm sorry and I'm going to take some time to educate myself and be a better person and actively pursue being a better human and leaving a better impact. So, yeah, I just want to come in here and say that. So, I love you guys, and, yeah.
Not this approach of, I'm so sorry I upset my friend James to try get out of the controversy because you're now saying that, oh, it's my friend, I'm so sorry I upset my friend doing that. You don't say that stuff about people that you're close with. You don't say that stuff about people you're friends with if you're not part of said community that you're a part of, because you'll know that what they go through and that they do get called those things in said community. Harry, you're not a friend. You're not an ally. So let's not go on this hierarchy now of this apology on your Instagram story that you are. That's now deleted, by the way, because obviously you don't mean it enough to keep it up. Straight man, stop. No, I mean, straight man, do better. Please. Fuck me. Alright, okay. I want to know your opinion. Let's talk about it below. Bye.